Alright, Volcano. So we're going to take 6 pictures here in Volcano. So there are different setups in order to get the first picture here. I'll show you an easy one. So here we're going to get Rapidash, right? So what I do is that I hold the camera zoom, right? I'm looking forward. And then as long as you are looking exactly forward with C up, right? Boom, you're looking forward. You'll see those Rapidashes run by. So the way I do it is you just do this. Don't move at all. And then once you see they have turned the corner and they're looking at you. Once you see that, then you know it's time to unzoom, look down and right, and then throw an apple between you and the Rapidash. And it's going to do this neighing thing right here, right? And that's the area you want to be. So boom, throw the apple, boom, take a picture. If you're really good here, boom. There we go. Get both of them in the same picture, you get some good points. It's an easy 4,000 plus. So here we're going to get this Vulpix. Sometimes he's a jerk. As long as he's eating the apple and doing his dance, that's good. Alright. Now this is sort of a backup. You don't want to go for these doubles. They're worth decent points, but the problem is that this area is already laggy, so you don't want to be looking around and like interacting with the Pokemon there. You want to be looking down and away and stuff like that. So you don't want to go for those, but you can if you need to. If you screw up the first one, then you can do that. So up here, we're going to go to the Magmar and Charmander section. So the way that they work is that they spawn in random locations. Not random locations. They have a couple of set locations that they'll spawn at, but it's random which one they'll do, like which arrangement they will be. But what you want to do is you want to try and get them to be close together, but not interacting with each other until you're close. Because what you have to do is you have to throw an apple so that Charmander is eating it, but not Magmar. Right? So this is kind of a weird setup. So we're going to try and throw one right there. It's not going to do just right. Do one more while he's eating it. We're going to take a picture of Charmander while he's eating. He's got to jump in for joy, right? You want to do that. And then whenever Magmar starts blowing fire, that's when we want to take a picture of Magmar. Boom. And then, once he's transformed, you want to take a picture of Charmeleon. Doesn't have to be good. Doesn't be amazing. Even when he's, like, as soon as he changes, when he's just laying down, that one's still worth a good 2,500 points or so. Okay. And next up, we have Moltres. So the thing about Moltres is that depending on how good you are, how many points you have, there are 3 essential Moltres pictures that you can take. You shouldn't take all 3, just take one. But I'll show you what they are. So the first one here, if you have a lot of points, the fastest way is just take a picture as soon as it comes out of the lava. This is called early Moltres, and some people would call it early Moltres for a silly reason. So that is only worth 500 or so points. You don't want to do that if you're not really sure about how many points you have, right? You just need the unique picture and just get out. But if you have really high points, like 55,000 plus going in, you can get that picture. Next up, whenever it turns around right now, so whenever it's turned around and looking at us, you get a good 3,000 plus, right? So if you could take that picture right there, that's a 3,000 point picture. But then it's going to do this Firebird pose where it's like, yeah, putting its arms out. And that is worth an extra, I think, 500 or 800 points for the special picture, which counts as a lot of points. So that's an easy 4,200 or 4,500 points on that one right there. So again, it's the slowest one, but it'll get you the most points there. And finally, these 2 Magmars here at the end are a special picture as well, where if you can throw an apple between them, they will run up to each other and blow fire on each other. And that's called Fighting Magmar. And you'll also get special points for that picture there. So let's go ahead and do the most points we can do here. So we're going to get this Rapidash. This is actually good because he's still doing his dancing pose, right? I thought I did it a little bit too late, but I guess I was just fine. let's see here. I'll talk about omnidirectional pictures in a second. So we're going to get that guy. That's Charmander while he's eating. That's, well, actually, we're not going to do this one. Let's unselect that real quick. This is Charmeleon. Then I'm going to go with the Pose Moltres and Fighting Magmar. So something to take note is that if a Pokemon is doing a pose, like it's eating an apple and it's doing like its neighing pose, it's what we call omnidirectional, which means that you can take a picture from it from any angle and it'll still be fine. Like for instance, this Rapidash one is omnidirectional, and these Breathing Fire ones are omnidirectional. But if he was just idling and just standing there, or maybe he was running away from me if I got too close, then you took a picture from behind the Pokemon, you would actually get way less points. So that's something to keep in mind, is that if you can make them do a pose, it's fine. They don't have to be facing you. But if they're not doing a pose, they're just standing there or something like that, you want to get it so they're facing you. So that's important. So either drawing them closer with items or just waiting for them to turn around. Those are all things that you want to do to get more points. Okay, so we've got our pictures here. Let's go ahead and leave. So I said you can get an easy 4,000 points, 4420. Easy peasy. This one, I got it. As long as you get more than 3,000, as long as it's 2 times, you should be fine. We got 3760 here. Charmander eating is good. If he's being attacked and he's like fainting, it's worth less pose points. So you'd lose like, you probably lose 300, so it'd be a 600 points or so. So you don't want to do that. You want to do the eating one if you can. Then here we have the transforming one. You get 2,000 points, which is fine. Here we got 4460, which is right about 4,500, like I said. Koriwa, you get 800 points, which is 1,600 points when it's 2 times. So by doing this picture, we get 5,200 points, which is huge, huge points. So if you are not confident in your picture points coming out of Tunnel, going into Volcano, this is a really good, easy strategy for getting Fighting Magmar, for getting more points. So we're going to leave with 78,800. And remember that I mentioned that our next goal is going to be Pester Balls. And that is going to be 72,500, which we already have. And again, I mentioned earlier in another video that you can only unlock one thing at a time. So we're going to unlock River and not Pester Balls. So we have to go into River, take a picture, and do that. But we'll do that in a second. By the way, I will put in the video description, there is a few other setups for Rapidash. Levon has one that he uses. I have one that I use. I feel like some other people have another one that I can't think of off the top of my head. I think sometimes they just wing it. But yeah, I'll put that video in the description if you want to take a look at it. So in Snap, there's a lot of different ways to do the exact same thing. And sometimes it works better for more other people. Sometimes it works, worse for people. So they do their own thing or they make their own strategy up. Levon's strategy is really good. It gets really high points pretty consistently. I don't use it because I just like mine better. So, just what I do. So, anyways, that is it for Volcano. But let's go ahead and let's get the Pester Balls real quick, because this is all part of like the same split anyways. So we're going to run into River here. So if I have enough points and I'm playing on the Nintendo 64 version, you can take a picture as soon as you go into River, and that will count as a Poliwag because he's up in the reeds up here. So that's actually really super easy. But if you're just a little bit behind on points, you can get him while he's jumping like that, and that's worth like 2,400 points. And if you need even more points, you can get this guy. Go on. Get him to come out of his little log here. And if he's eating an apple, it's worth a lot of points too. So I'm not going to submit those guys. I just wanted to get a good picture. So let's go ahead and let's do this one just because it's fast. We'll do that. We'll get Bulbasaur next time. So boom, it doesn't have to be a good picture. It just has to be something to submit. And then once we submit that, you'll go, oh wait, come back to the lab and I'll get you a new item. And this is how you unlock Pester Balls. Boom. Alright.